Have you been feeling trapped in a cycle of drama with friends, a partner, or your family, and the disappointments have just been weighing so heavy on your heart? Are you tired of the endless cycle of being bothered and reactive to the comments, the lies, the betrayal, or the misperception of you that you've been enduring? Well, today's episode is about transformation. We're shifting from chaos to clarity, from distraction to focus, and from drama to creating your dream life. In this episode, we're not just talking about these challenges, we're overcoming them. You'll learn how to navigate these issues you've been going through with actionable steps and examples as I help guide you into shedding the negativity, setting those intentional boundaries, and living a life where your happiness is your priority. Imagine stepping into this new realm where you are not just surviving anymore, but you're now thriving in your unbothered era. An era where you transform relationships that have been draining you to connections that uplift you. When you learn to prioritize your growth and speak your truth and to be your truest self and create a life filled with positivity and unconditional love, respect, and support, you will meet your true inner happiness and peace. Don't we all want that? So here's today's chapters on the screen, and if you're listening, you can just look a really quick second. Let's get into being bothered, unbothered, selfish, and reactionary. What does that mean in today's episode? Girl, are you reacting without thinking first? That's being reactionary, giving yourself no time to process your emotions and decide if a response is even necessary. After an argument, you're in the shower like, damn, I should have said. It's thinking you owe immediate responses instead of taking a moment of silence to process your thoughts and what just happened. You want to be like Davinica, non-reactionary. She considers how something said or done was received by her, whether well or not. She'd think of what she wants to say and if she should even say it right now, considering the setting, who's around, timing. She has discernment. She'd respond with class, respect, and an appropriate tone. She wouldn't let what just happened just throw her off. That would make her like Melanica, bothered. Being bothered means being easily annoyed, upset, or disturbed by something or someone, letting it consume you for hours, days, weeks, months, and even years. It's holding grudges, unable to let go. As a bothered person, you let drama and opinions consume you instead of being focus driven. To be unbothered means you love yourself so much that people's perception of you doesn't interfere with your perception of yourself, because other people's opinions are not facts. But how do you become unbothered? Not all critiques are harmful. Learn to distinguish between feedback that contributes to your growth and just baseless negativity. Now, the word selfish can get a bad rep, but in this episode, selfishness means prioritizing your growth, setting boundaries as an essential form of self-care. But how? Now that we understand the nuances of these terms, we can now put it into perspective in the real world. How do these concepts manifest in our daily interactions and decisions? And how do we go from being bothered and reactionary to an unbothered, selfish era? Chapter 1. Let's talk your current relationships versus what you envision. We must evaluate the value that people add and see people for who they are. It's so important to assess whether the people in your life, especially those who are unhappy, critical, or negative, are adding value or not. When you have goals and an inner vision of what you want your life to look like, the people around you need to match that vision. The company you keep is a reflection of who you are, who you want to be, and where you are going. You're the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. Those are not just decorative quotes that you buy at Home Goods and put on your bathroom wall. Do you want people in your life that don't add value to it, don't have any regard for your feelings, who don't take accountability, lie on you and diminish your character, deflect or redirect the energy to you instead of addressing the issue at hand, people who are more committed to misunderstanding you than understanding you. Have you ever experienced or have you been experiencing any of these things? If they repeatedly show you who they are and the unproductive way that they handle conflict, and if the way that they carry themselves isn't inspiring or encouraging or motivating to you, and if they don't even like themselves and can't even look in the mirror, then why give them so much energy? Recognize others' behaviors and intentions without internalizing them. People's opinions and behaviors say way more about them than about you. When someone lies and says you did something that you didn't, or you said something in a way that you didn't, and you get so worked up and pissed about it. Like when someone attacks your character and it just absolutely sends you into an orbit. Don't you want to get to a place where any or all of this can happen and you let that go? A part of you might believe that the things they say have a bit of truth to it, but that doesn't mean that they're true. So take a moment to think about what you really want in your relationships, whether they're friendships, romantic connections, or with family members. Imagine how fulfilling it would be to have people in your life who genuinely understand and support you, even during conflicts. It's about finding the people who don't make you guard your feelings or hide your truth, because instead they create a space, well, you guys create a space where your feelings are respected and acknowledged, and that goes both ways. Remember, repeatedly expecting different results from the same people, especially when they've shown you their true colors time and time again, is like, as my sister says, going to the hardware store for a can of milk. It's so important to recognize and accept other people's patterns and limitations instead of letting them affect us over and over again. Think about it like touching a hot stove repeatedly. It's your choice. Don't get trapped in the cycle of toxicity and drama. Turn the empowering feeling of making better choices with those people into momentum for something better. Life's essence is growth and evolution. This journey requires surrounding ourselves with people who share this growth mindset. As you elevate and improve, those unwilling to change or to grow can become hindrances, continually causing pain to both you and themselves. So choose evolution, choose growth, and align with those who embrace the journey of positive change. People who don't just want to say, oh, I'm going to be like this for forever and stay the same. Understanding how others' behaviors reflects more on them than on us is liberating. When false accusations or character attacks come our way, it's natural to spiral. But remember, their words do not define your truth. I've healed and mastered the art of detachment, reaching a state of truly being unbothered. This has been the game changer to how I handle upsetting, difficult situations like dealing with ghosting. So let's shift our focus to being ghosted. Ghosting usually happens during or after a conflict where somebody chooses their disappearance over communication. It's mean and it's hurtful, right? Have you ever been through ghosting? Let me know in the comment section if somebody's ghosting you right now, especially when you've opened up and you've shared your feelings and when you're met with their silence. We're gonna get into this, but remember, our goal is to get through each of these moments while also maintaining our dignity. As unbothered girlies, we no longer let emotional immaturity disrupt our peace. Let's learn how to manage ghosting with the unbothered approach. So navigating ghosting and disrespect, how to handle being ghosted. Let's keep it simple and be so for real. You need to maintain your self-respect, especially when dealing with ghosting in any relationship. When I say relationship, I mean your friend, your work people, not just your man or your woman, your person. If someone disappears on you, it says a lot about their level of commitment to you. Yes, even in friendships and platonic relationships. In my opinion, if someone truly values you and wants to maintain a good relationship, they won't just ghost you for months after a disagreement. This kind of behavior says there's a lack of effort and desire to understand your perspective and communicate their feelings. If somebody really wanted to figure out what is she thinking, how does she feel, then they would come and talk to you, not ghost you. It feels like they're expecting you to like read their mind, which is childlike. It doesn't say I value and respect our relationship. It's saying the exact opposite. And because of that, I don't respect this behavior. I don't do that to people, and I don't accept that in my relationships. Respect is a two-way street, and if it's not being reciprocated, it's a sign to reassess the importance of that relationship in your life. Now, some people resort to ghosting as a trauma response when they're going through it. Emotional maturity involves communicating the need for space, but not everyone is there yet or even reaches to that point. And it doesn't make them a bad person, and depending on the severity of the situation, and if they take accountability and share that this is a bad habit of theirs and they're working on it, it's your call based on the situation. Long periods without communication can be normal in what people call low maintenance adult friendships. So see if this even aligns with you. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. There's no right or wrong answer. Now, if you find yourself doing the ghosting, it might be for valid reasons. Not every situation warrants a response, and sometimes relationships just naturally fade without needing a formal ending. However, it's a different story when you're on the receiving end of a message or a letter expressing feelings or a desire to end things, and ignoring these kinds of messages unless they're just outright foul and disrespectful isn't just about missing a chance to communicate with someone. It's about missing a chance to respect someone's need for transparency. Remember, being selfish in this context of the video does not mean that you get to go around and hurting people and you just don't want to write back for what, like, you know, unless it's, like I said, if it's foul and disrespectful. When it comes to nasty text messages, I don't engage. Giving energy to someone who speaks disrespectfully is never worth it. Why would I entertain a conversation that only serves to drag me down? Being unbothered isn't about proving a point or showing someone, oh, they can't push me around. It's about choosing to not keep people in your life who disrespect you. Set them clearly when things calm down and let them know that talking to you crazy isn't acceptable. And if it already happened once, address it. And if it happens repeatedly, again, it's time to reassess the value of that relationship in your life. Now let's talk avoiding assumptions. Being bothered will have you wasting your energy on assumptions. Have direct communication or let it go. As an unbothered girly, if someone doesn't directly tell me that they have a problem with me, then we don't have a problem. Social media creates unnecessary assumptions, keeping so many of you bothered and searching for validation from people that you think don't like you, who do like you, and don't have a problem with you, and then still searching for validation from the people who you know have a problem with you. Misunderstandings happen, but they shouldn't turn into a guessing game. If someone isn't willing to be open and direct with you, why exhaust yourself trying to figure out the problem? You want to be Velma so bad, adding up all the hints and the clues for the answer. It's not fair to you. You shouldn't have to pry open the reason as to why somebody's acting different to you, funny, or just ghosting you. Relationships are going to thrive on transparency, not on mind games where you're left interpreting every small gesture or word. A big takeaway is that nobody is perfect, and that includes the people that we choose to have in our lives. Everyone has their quirks, everyone has their flaws, and it's these imperfections that add that depth into our relationships. However, there is a major difference between tolerating imperfections and tolerating disrespect. The right people for you are those whose flaws don't cross the line into disrespect and toxicity. Their imperfections might challenge you, but they won't demean or diminish you. In healthy relationships, even when imperfections surface, they're met with understanding communication, and respect, never with disregard or contempt. So as we navigate through our relationships, let's have discernment and differentiate between what's simply imperfect about someone and what's genuinely harmful. So let's make room for those worthy of your energy. Let go of those tied to your past and embrace relationships that align with your future. Removing toxic people is liberating. Setting boundaries boosts your mental health and your self-esteem by limiting the access of negativity from certain people. And as you transform in this era, you'll recognize people's commitment to misunderstanding you, and you'll keep it pushing. You're not gonna try to solve it like a jigsaw puzzle. Go where you're celebrated. Go where you are loved and adored. Go where people are excited about you and to see you. If they're not, are they really your friend, girl? I don't know about you, but I want that energy because I am that energy for those that I enjoy being around, for the people that I love. So instead of crying and reacting and being so upset about people that don't value you enough, consider how the people that do value you will make you feel. They will make you feel heard when you express yourself, seen for who you are regardless of your imperfections, and they will validate your feelings, taking accountability for how they make you feel, even if that wasn't their intention. This represents the amount of space in your life for all of your relationships. Look, you got Julie, you got Sunshine, but if you got these bad ones in here taking up space, then where is the space for the ones that are all you wish you've ever had in a friend? If you're wondering where to find these like-minded friends, start by envisioning what your dream self and dream friend group love doing. Are they the type to go to paint and sip nights, stretch out in Pilates or some hot yoga classes, get that content, enjoy museums, go to jazz shows, or start a hobby, maybe like ceramics classes? Put yourself in these settings because it's in these spaces where these connections begin. By being there, you're not just creating the physical space, you're opening up space within yourself. You're making room in your heart and your soul for new, rich bonds to form. Rich in all the good things. Your time is sacred and valuable. Use it wisely. Remember, because you exist, the love that you desire to experience exists. You haven't met everyone yet. Heal from those wounds. Everyone around the world is not the same just because of your negative experiences in friendships and relationships. It's important we also talk about setting boundaries. And yes, this includes family too. I know it's a delicate subject. People are really resistant to the idea of drawing lines or even distancing themselves from family members. But here's the thing, our well-being often depends on these boundaries. It's not about cutting people off out of spite and to be petty. It's about recognizing when a relationship, even with family, becomes toxic to your mental health and your inner peace. It's about understanding that sometimes the healthiest choice might be the hardest one, to step back or to let go. It's up to you. It's your life. Don't judge. So setting boundaries, this means you're prioritizing your needs. They will not always be respected, as some people feel entitled to accessing your energy when it's deemed best for them. But stand firm in your boundaries. It's for your best interest. Sometimes walking away from a job, from friendships, or going through a significant breakup can be what catapults you into a life-changing awakening. It's a transformative experience that brings breakthrough moments. Your selfish era is sometimes the byproduct of an awakening. It's something to be excited about. It's saying no to weird, negative vibes and loving your alone time, because solo contentment is better than company that you've outgrown. You too have the power to stop seeking validation from rigid family structures or any relationship that doesn't serve your well-being and brings you into a state of being reactive, being defensive, and bothered, whether constantly or from time to time. It's about finding inner strength and affirming yourself and freeing you from the constraints of outdated and toxic dynamics. things. It's about setting boundaries and choosing environments that respect and nurture you rather than diminish you. Each time I've had a fallout, it actually turned to be a good thing. They've led to big changes in my life for the better. But I was always worried about what people would say about me, like how they twist my words and the story about, you know, why we no longer talk or have a relationship just to make themselves look good. God knows how some people lie on you and twist your words. I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Let them talk. That was another huge step towards becoming totally unbothered. It's when I really started to embrace chapter 2, having the courage to be disliked, the ultimate level of high self-confidence. Being your true self is where your power is at. The unapologetic you won't mesh with everyone, and that's a fact. We're embracing that now. No more changing masks to fit in when you're meant to stand out. That's that unshakable confidence. We're really diving deep today, and I know you're right here with me, but hang tight, you won't want to miss this. Embodying being unbothered is to make peace with the fact that you are going to be the villain in somebody's story, whether it be once or multiple times that it's happened to you, and it's probably already happened, you have no idea. It's making peace with the fact that your words will be used against you, manipulated and twisted. It's making peace with understanding that people are not going to like you and truly not needing to be liked by everyone. You've done your part, you've shown your love, you've been honest, poured your heart out, been yourself, but let's be real, not everyone is gonna handle you with care. Hurt people hurt people. They might paint you as the bad guy to dodge accountability and sidestep what could actually be a challenging but breakthrough conversation with you and grow the relationship. So to the unbothered you, let those words be twisted. Let people see you as the villain. Let people not like you just because your light shines on their darkness. In the grand scheme of things, they don't matter. The real boss move is how you rise above the bullshit. Don't take anything to social media. Don't go out of your way to be weird and standoffish with them. We always keep it cute and unbothered. So stop giving them the satisfaction of anything consuming your energy. Grieve in private, embrace this, your truth, and move forward. You're here to level up and attract the people that are like-minded, who appreciate your sweet, kind, funny, beautiful, amazing self. Letting go of the need to please everyone is just the beginning. But what about when it comes to showing the world your true self? How many of us have been scared of really putting ourselves out there, whether it's online or in real life? We hold back because of the fear of being seen, the fear of being judged or rejected or even trolled. I've been there. I was there before I recorded this. I was always worrying about what my peers or old friends or my followers would think if I looked a little bit different, or if I switched up showing all about my modeling career to this type of content. It wasn't always like this for me, but post-pandemic, these fears just got like magnified. Now the unbothered version of me, she's all about chasing her career, honey, and her personal goals with the courage to be disliked. I found this new confidence that's about focusing on what I love and not letting anyone's opinions hold me back anymore. I'm working towards my dreams. I'm pushing past all those worries about how I'm perceived online and what people are gonna think when they see my posts. There's one last step in this unbothered journey of self-discovery and empowerment. It's learning to let go. It's about using what once bothered us as fuel to propel us into a more focused, more elevated era of life. How exciting! Letting go is key, whether we're aspiring to make more money, create that passive income, travel the world, or simply live our dream life with the right friends and a healthy lifestyle. So redirect your energy towards those goals instead of holding on to past drama. What's done is done. So let's get into focusing on all the exciting things that are ahead for you. This is what's gonna truly lock and seal our unbothered self. So let's get into it. All right, chapter 3, let it go. Use what once bothered you as momentum into your leveled up, focused era. Using what once bothered you as a leap and a jump into a more focused, elevated era is all about transforming these setbacks into stepping stones. I get it. The things that you've been through have been tough, and it's completely normal to feel bothered by them. But you've clearly felt it so much, and that's why you're here watching this video. But here's the thing. Your dream life isn't just this fantasy. It's out there. It's waiting for you to make the moves and to catch up. To get there, it's gonna take more than just daydreaming. It requires your dedicated focus, time, energy, and real effort. It's challenging to stay on track, especially when past dramas keep playing over and over in your mind. So a strategy is to start by making a tangible list of your goals. Break them down into achievable steps. If your goal is to create an ebook, don't just write it on your to-do list. Ebook. Start small. Say, I'm gonna write the first page. I'm gonna create a title. I'm gonna jot down my ideas of what value I can provide. Then the next thing, and you keep it going. Every time you feel held back by your past experiences, channel that energy into your goals. Turn your frustration into fuel for your aspirations. Remember, every small step you take, no matter how small, is a step towards that life that you envision. It's turning one day into day one. Celebrate every small victory along the way. You finish that first page of your ebook, that's a win. Celebrate it. All of the wins add up, and before you know it, you're not just moving towards your dream life, you're living it. It's about every little choice that we take. Instead of taking a depression nap, instead of getting really sad and letting that ruin your day and throw you off, it's like, no, I'm gonna keep doing what I was doing. I'm gonna put all of my focus into what I was working on. I decided it was time to redirect all that energy, all those emotions, into something bigger, something positive. Me and my mom said to ourselves, this is motivation for our big plan, and that's exactly what we did. We started creating multiple streams of income, beginning projects that are not exciting but incredibly fulfilling for us both. So you gotta get to it, bestie, because I'm working on something, you gotta work on something. So I've poured all that energy into being super productive with my content, and what else I've been working on, my little projects. So now I'm a whole month ahead on my YouTube channel and my short form content, and it's been a game changer. Turning those tough times into a force for growth and creativity has not only helped me move forward, but it's also brought some incredible opportunities my way. Make your unbothered era more official by freeing yourself. Our bothered selves try to take the wheel and try to control every outcome, manage every perception, and control every narrative. This constant need for control is seriously exhausting and unrealistic. People and situations will unfold in their own way, regardless of our efforts to shape them. The art of letting go is about accepting that we can't dictate every aspect of our world, because the only thing we truly have control over is ourselves, our actions, our responses, and our mindset. When we stop trying to control everything around us, we open ourselves up to more peace. Letting go is a sign of your strength and wisdom. Some things are just beyond our control. We must free ourselves from the shackles of unnecessary stress, caring about things and what people said and did and blah blah blah, to allow ourselves to live more fully, more authentically, and to be in the present moment. Remember to do the inner work in your quiet time. You can also work with a professional therapist, a counselor, or a coach. You can open up to a trusted friend. I'll link some resources in the description box for you at the end of this video. So how liberating does this all feel to you? Let me know in the comments. They might be left bothered by your choices, but you're left empowered by them instead. And if you're not going to have an upfront and honest conversation, let it go. Otherwise, you are harboring old issues and holding a grudge, which does damage to you, not them. I believe forgiveness is mostly for ourselves. You don't always get closure from having a conversation. In fact, closure lies in your hands. You're the one that decides if that conversation was closure or not. If you lack forgiveness for yourself, you will lack forgiveness for others. When you don't forgive, you remain bothered. So bothered that you can't let go. I understand needing time, but if you're holding on to something for 4, 5, 6, 18, 98 months, then you need to be so for real with yourself, because it's hard to believe that you still need time if you're actually doing the inner work and healing to overcome it. While healing takes time, claiming to need this extended amount of time says you've made a choice not to move forward, and there's most likely a lack of value for that relationship. And this does not apply to abusive or traumatic incidents where a different approach is necessary. If you're not willing to engage in an honest and a vulnerable conversation with said person, you end up causing more harm to yourself while they remain unaware of your feelings. People can sense when something is off, and pretending otherwise and acting differently and denying your true feelings when they ask, that doesn't align with being unbothered. In fact, it's quite the opposite. So let's not do that, okay? Let's be unbothered. That's why we're here. I've experienced going to several funerals as a little girl, unfortunately, for my family, and I saw how fast someone's life can be over. So for me, I've never been someone to hold grudges. It feels icky. If that was the last thing that you guys left on, and that person was gone for forever, how would you feel? Would it be worth it to have ghosted them, stop talking to them? And if you hold grudges, okay, recognizing this is a big step, we're not perfect, but I believe that the characteristics we hold today are not a life sentence. The more we identify with these negative characteristics or habits, behaviors, is the more likely we're going to continue to repeat them. And remember to forgive yourself. Maybe you didn't handle things best in the past, you said and done things that you shouldn't have, but every moment you decide to be a changed you is the moment that you get a fresh start. The ultimate final step in truly being unbothered is when you stop trying to understand someone's ridiculous and even ugly behavior, actions, and interpretation of what you said calmly, kindly, respectfully, and lovingly, is when you are officially unbothered. You've officially forgiven them and recognized their limitations as a human being when you stop trying to understand why this happened. Why did this play out this way? Why did they say that? Why did they see me as this? Your authenticity, your self-perception, and your self-esteem is untouchable when you reach this point. You go from, why don't they like me, to, it's not for me to understand. Why did they react that way, to, it's not for me to understand. Why did they pay me to be that, to, it's not for me to understand. Stop waiting for emotionally immature people that also commonly suffer with low self-esteem and personal mental disorders to think like you. When you are a light in this world, come here. When you are a light in this world, you're going to irritate the hell out of a lot of people. So find the other lights. I know you see the good in everyone, give people chance after chance, are probably very forgiving, but baby girl, it's time to be selfish. It's time to stop giving people the room to show you who they are more than once. Believe it when you see it for the first time. As a pure soul with a pure heart, you're going to have to develop a closer relationship with your intuition and listen to it the first time. We ignore a lot for love, comfort, company, and this year, we're not doing that no more. So how are you going to apply all of this to your life? Let's get into the actionable steps and the 7 big takeaways. Activation and implementation. Signing the contract of officially unbothered. 1. Own your narrative. Speak your truth, but think it through first. Your story is your power. If others misunderstand, that's on them. Lean on those who really get you. Remember, the goal is to be non-reactionary. Look into healing your nervous system. I'll list some resources in the description box. And be okay with your past mistakes and outbursts. It's empowering to own up to your faults and your ugly sides. Let them think whatever. You're a human and you're constantly growing and evolving. You're not who you were a month ago or even yesterday. 2. Feel, heal, deal. Process your emotions healthily. Instead of escaping them with comfort habits, try journaling or video diaries. It's about feeling it, healing from it, and dealing with it head on, not using escapism. 3. Forgiveness. Write out everything you wish you could say, then read it aloud as if they're right there. Curse them out if you have to. It's surprisingly healing, even if they never hear it. 4. Personal growth. Invest in yourself. Read, learn, grow. Maybe embrace your cocoon era, a time to put all of your energy into just you and your growth. But beware, don't stay there for too long. 5. Self-care. Replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Say no when needed and make time for what you love. Maybe affirmation music, hobbies, self-care routines. 6. Choosing the right people. Surround yourself with those who uplift you. Be selective with your circle and only invest in relationships that enrich your life and that are excited about you, and vice versa. 7. Chase your dream life. Break down your big dreams into actionable steps, from mood boards to goal lists, and turning one day into day one. And there you have it, your roadmap to becoming officially unbothered. Remember, it's a journey, it's not a destination. Embrace each step and watch as you transform into your most unbothered, most authentic self. So let's quickly recap this video. You'll find that what truly matters is how you see yourself, not how others choose to perceive you. So take a moment to reflect on your growth. Acknowledge how far that you've come. You've learned not only to recognize the limitations of others, but to also appreciate your own strength and resilience. You've shifted from seeking external approval to finding inner peace. You're now at a place where your peace and energy are non-negotiable, where your light shines bright, untainted by the negativity of others. This is your time, a time to flourish in the company of those who uplift you, in environments that foster your growth, and truly becoming the beautiful person that you are. So keep protecting your peace, nurturing your energy, and living your truth. You've earned this. You deserve this. So welcome to your unbothered era. It's real peaceful here. So comment and share what made you realize it's time to become an unbothered selfish girly. We're building our community here on YouTube, and you never know who you can meet in the comment section. So tap the like button if you're ready for peace in your life, and follow my IG for exclusive day-to-day content and TikTok for more inspiration. So join our growing community by subscribing to my channel, and make sure you check the description box for all those additional resources I shared, and feel free to revisit any chapters you need. Like I said, we're taking this into momentum for what we really want in life. All right, bestie, it was so nice talking to you. And remember, I'm right here on this journey with you, and so are the rest of us in this community. You are not alone. See you in the comment section. Bye.